Good morning, everybody. Today is the 13th of October, and Karoline has another EGD in Boston. We are about to head to the airport. Our plane leaves at 1:20, and it is 10:32. And then tomorrow she has her EGD with dilation and whatever else they decide to do at the time. And then we plan on flying back the next day on the 15th. So we will take you along and see how this trip goes. Our drive was actually really smooth. There was hardly anybody on the road, and we got to the airport in no time. Karoline is such a good little travel buddy. She has only cried maybe 2 or 3 plane rides out of the seems like 1,000 plane rides we've been on together. And she only has cried those couple times because she was just a little uncomfortable after a procedure. She just wasn't feeling well, so she usually is pretty good for the most part. After we got to the gate, we realized that our plane was delayed a couple hours because Boston was having some pretty bad weather. So I just went ahead and gave Karoline her breathing treatment, and the airport was really empty, so we just sat there and relaxed until it was time for us to go. Our flight attendant on our plane ride from Louisville to Boston was so nice. She came up to me when we were pre-boarding, and she offered to hold Karoline while I installed her car seat. And she was just singing to Karoline, and she was telling me that she was a special education teacher before she decided to become a flight attendant, and that the special education kids just have a soft place in her heart. So she checked on us all throughout the flight, and she was always making Karoline laugh and just being goofy. So she did make Karoline that hand balloon before we took off. We did experience turbulence most of our flight, and it was a rocky landing, but we were just so grateful that we were safe on the ground, and the weather was just so yucky when we got there, and we were just ready to get to the hotel because we did have an early morning the next morning. Peekaboo. Hi, Karoline. So we made it. We are staying at the Bond, which is the patient family housing, and our plane was actually delayed 2 hours from Louisville to Boston. So we got to the airport, I think it was about 11:30, and we did not leave until 3:20. So it was kind of crazy, but it was okay. Karoline did fine the whole time, and we just kind of relaxed and just chilled out until we had to board and head up here. So we just got to our room. It's 6:55, almost 7 o'clock, and Karoline has to be up at the hospital at 7:30. Her procedure is at 9 o'clock. So I ordered my food on the way, and then I'm eating, giving her a bath, and then we are going to bed. Karoline! Big boo! So I'm walking into our home away from home, and I had to stop at the visitor desk when I get there because I have to get my badge to go onto the elevator, because you do have to have one so you can be on to the floor for the pre-op. And if you've ever been to Boston Children's Hospital, it's something about those hill elevators that they just make me so sick compared to all the other ones in the hospital, because they just like move up and down so fast when you're in them.
You wanna get out? Here, let's take that.
Yeah. Karoline is such a little social butterfly. She decided to make hand puppets from her socks, and then she was trying to get the nurse's attention at the nurse's station, which kept on cracking me up. But they let a couple of the nursing students come into our room, and Karoline was enjoying seeing new faces. Karoline is a sticker fanatic, so they gave her 2 pages of stickers. You notice on her leg, she covered her whole leg in stickers, and she was not stopping there. The anesthesiologist actually let her keep her sticker on her forehead when she went into surgery, so it kind of threw me off when I saw her in post-op and she had the sticker on her forehead still, but he insisted that she kept it. We usually like walking back to patient family housing after her procedure, but it was raining pretty good, so we ended up taking the shuttle back to the barn.
I just woke up from a broken dream. Can't stop my hands from shaking. I need you to take them, and I don't wanna wait all night.
Since the weather was yucky, we just decided to stay in the room the rest of the day. She was not feeling the best anyway, so I just held her for most of the night until it was time for bed, and we just watched her favorite movies, and that was pretty much all we did. Patient family housing also provides the pack and play. When filling out the form to request the dates that you need, you just have to put that you need a pack and play in one of the comments, and then they provide one when you check in. Good morning, everybody. So, update from Karoline's EGD with dilation yesterday. She did get steroid injections. Her esophagus was a 4 whenever they went in there, so it kind of strictured a little bit. So they dilated her to a 9, and they did put more steroid injections, and then they said that we'll be back in 3 to 4 weeks, and at that time they will possibly do incisional therapy. And they also cauterized around her G-tube site because she had some granulation. So that is all for that, and we are about to head to the airport. Go on. Okay, yucky. What are you doing? Are you going home? Are you going home today? The night before, I usually order our Uber to pick us up at a certain time, and I make sure we're ready at that time. However, I scheduled the Uber to pick us up about 7 o'clock, and I actually woke up at 7:15. So we were rushing, and our Uber already left, so I had to go get another Uber, and it took so long that we cut it super close getting to the airport. So on this plane, our car seat did not fit rear facing, so the flight attendant just told me to have Karoline forward facing, and she did pretty well. I just had to hold her feet a couple times because she liked to kick the seat in front of us. But our plane was full, and our plane ride was pretty smooth, and we made it home safe. So if you got this far, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in our next video.